Shalom, shalom, Mr. Brother Mawasar.
Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Shema all.
And today we going into pride, man. One of the worst traps that you can ever fall into is pride. And it's mighty that we going through this because if you go throughout the scriptures, a lot of the reasons for the things that happen is pride. Even the reason that us as the Israelites today are in the position we are in is because of pride. I'm going to say it again. Us as the Israelites today, the position that we are in America, in the UK, wherever you at, going through the curses of Deuteronomy 28 is because of pride. That's the main reason. Because what's the opposite of pride? Opposite of pride is being humble. See, pride is when you feel untouchable. You feel as if you above everybody and everything. But humility is when you know, hey, I'm just a man. I'm just a woman. I'm just a human being. So let's get into that. Because it's important that our people understand the dangers of pride. Because pride is an extremely dangerous thing. It's extremely dangerous to be in a position where you feel untouchable. You're a human being. Hey, it's people dying from mosquito bites out here, man. How dare you feel untouchable?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about that. A doggone mosquito could take you up out of here, man, and you feel untouchable. Hey, I'm one of them people. I look at my local news. I don't watch it on TV, but I go to the website frequently throughout the week just to see what's going on in my particular area. If you live in a city and you go on your local news website, look at all the people getting shot. Look at all the crazy car crashes, 3, 4, 5 car pileups. Hey, not too long ago, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Not too long ago, here in Milwaukee, it was a Northern Kingdom Eve, a so-called Hispanic woman. She had kids and everything. She was unalived in a domestic violence situation. And after the dude that she was messing with unalived her, he texted her daughter and said, "Hey, I unalived your mom." Texted her. This was like the end, like February. Just imagine. I don't even want y'all to imagine that, but just walk with me here. What level of just inhumanity do you have to take somebody's mother's life from them and then text their children like, "Yeah, I just did what I did. You got to deal with it." Not even caring about the consequences. I mean, God forbid I ever got to get that text. "Hey, yeah, your mom gone and I'm the one who did it." This is something that happened in Milwaukee this year, 2026. Amongst other things, hey, a brother just got unalived in the hospital here in Milwaukee. Ain't they supposed to have, excuse me, ain't they supposed to have metal detectors in the hospital? How do you get hit with a bullet in the hospital? That's insane. And I bring up these 2 points because a lot of the times our people get caught up in pride. You feel as if you untouchable. You feel as if nobody can do nothing to you. You know, Jake got that "I run the city" spirit. And it don't matter what city you go to, it's always that one Jake or that group. We run the city. That's pride. So let me get this right quick and it's all right. Proverbs chapter 18, chapter 16 and verse 18. Salaki, Proverbs 16 and verse 18. Let's get to the scriptures, man. Proverbs 16 and verse 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Before you hear of any destruction happening, I can guarantee you 100% there was some pride that preceded that. I'm going to say it again. Anytime you hear about destruction, there was pride that preceded that. There was that you can't tell me nothing spirit. I'm the greatest of all time spirit. I mean, you get the point. I'm going to read this again. Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. It says better to be of a humble spirit with those who don't have much. See, one thing about us that go to camp, we run into a lot of the people who don't have much. You might have the homeless people. You might have Jake and Eve who they're going through it in life. They might be in between jobs, fighting court cases, what have you. And them are some of the most genuine, lowly people you'll ever meet. And then you got the people who got a whole lot. You can't tell them that. Look at Donald Trump. Didn't he promise you doggone Americans that he wasn't going to bring no war if you elected him president? Stop me when I'm lying. Didn't he say, hey, ain't no wars if I'm president?
And cause war. That's crazy.
You feel it? And he's starting one. Hey, when you couldn't get your food stamps last year, what was that, like September, around that time?
Yeah.
He was still sending money over to Israel. So guess what? When you couldn't buy them, when you couldn't spend that SNAP card, when you couldn't swipe that EBT, he was still sending money over there to Israel because of his pride, man. So I'm gonna read verse 19 again, and then you gotta. This is Proverbs 16 and 19. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. You got it.
Come on, brother. Brother went in, man. You know, we got Passover coming up. You know, all praise to the Most High, man. Right? And this spirit we got to look after. A lot of spirits we have to look after and look within ourselves to see if we, you know, take hold of this spirit and we got to cast it away. All right, let me get this real quick. 1 Corinthians, real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. Right, it says, your glorying is not good. You don't want to glory in yourself, right? It's proudful to glory in yourself when you should be giving glory to the Most High God. He brought you in His truth. He allowed you to remember precepts. He'd allow you to know your heritage, your culture. He'd allow you to know things that people are still trying to figure out and they 40, 50, 60, man. Or just gave up to figure out. So you don't want to glory in yourself. Ultimately, this is what we should know. Because back in the ancient world, we was born in the truth. We knew Hebrew. We knew to read. Reading was regular. Now it's holding to a high pedestal when we've been reading in the ancient world. Oh, you read books? Oh, and you get put on this pedestal when you should be reading. You know, like you should be reading. So our forefathers, they the things that we're doing, you know, Paul would say he gonna be like, man, you ain't really doing enough. You know, he may say those things because you don't want to the stuff that you're doing, the bare minimum that you're doing, whatever that may be. I don't know, man and woman. You know, you don't want to glory in that, right? It says your glory is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So we have to take this leaven out of our spirits, you know, because if not, you know, you're going to be unworthy to eat at the Passover. And you want to be unworthy eating the body of the Lord. Even if we're unworthy, we subject unto sin in these fleshly bodies, but you want to be sincere. And pride is a sneaky spirit, man. Right? So Galatians chapter 6 and verse 3, it says, for if a man think himself to be something, right? You don't want to glory in the knowledge that you so-called know, the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, you know, the house that you have, the car that you have, whatever that may be that you're able to obtain from what the Most High has given you, you thinking you're something, right? The Lord said, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. You deceiving yourself, man. Pride will have you to deceive yourself. He'll have you think that it's right for you to yell at your wife just because she's doing something wrong. You know, pride will have you damn, you know, even though she may not be able to, she or a man, because brothers do it to their own, you know, own brothers. You know, you know, you damn. Well, what's it with brothers be? It be a lot of things, man. Not a childish things. Pride will have you do childish things, man. Childish things and have you feel like you're being a man when really you're not. You're being prideful and you deceitful. You deceiving yourself and deceiving others, right? Making it seem like you're not in the wrong. Make it seem like, you know, you in the right, but you acting a certain way to making it seem like that's okay for you to do. That's really prideful because you got to pay attention to how the Most High is treating you. You got to pay attention to what the Most High has given you and realize that it's all through the power of the Most High for him giving it to you in the first place. Really, when we don't deserve anything, when you look at it. So verse 3, it says, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. Right? So you deceive yourself thinking you're somebody. It's prideful, man. Look at Trump. You might put it out there. Look at Trump. Look at all these heathen kings, even our kings, right? Of our brethren. The pridefulness that they have done. And look at the judgments that we are in today, right? Our forefathers. But look at Trump, man. It's prideful to say you have been anointed by Yahweh. That's very prideful to say, right? That's very, very prideful to say that you've been anointed by the Lord. You know, that's madness, right? Let's get since I have brought it out, 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. Because pride make you do childish things. You know, you think like you don't deserve to be corrected. There's brothers out there that think that their wife can't correct them. That's wicked. You know, brothers think you can't get corrected. You think you're not you always right. You know, that's prideful, man. Right? This 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. You know, pride will have you do childish things, man. Immature things, right? You blame others. That's prideful, man. You blame others when you know you in the wrong, but you just want to be right. Or you may have a certain extent to maybe, you know, you may be so-called in the, like I say, you may be so-called whatever judgment or situation, you know. It's some things you could do better, but you think you just got the full 100% a way of doing things, handling things. And really, you could have did this better, man. Everything that you do is going to be brought up to the Lord. Everything that you do, the Lord is going to reveal it to you of what you could have done better and what you have did and what you haven't done. And it's going to get weighed in the balance, right? So we have to examine ourselves, take that leaven out. And the one we point out is pride, man. But you got to
And hey, the brother kind of cutting me right now because when I first came in the truth, I remember I was one of them brothers who thought that I just knew it all. I thought because I had learned a couple of things about the truth, I learned I was an Israelite, that, man, I can go toe-to-toe with the best of them. And the Lord humbled me quick because I had to learn that there was certain brothers who understood more than I did. It was certain brothers who had more wisdom than I did. Let me get this from Proverbs chapter 4 right quick. And this wasn't even planned to bring out. Hey, we're going to let the spirit flow how it flows. It's Proverbs chapter 4 and verse number 7. It says, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. See, if you can't explain why something is the way that it is, you don't understand it. And that's the beauty of it. You got somebody? Right? If you can't explain why something is, then you don't truly understand. You might know it. Knowledge is one thing. Understanding is another thing. So you might know why it rains. You know that when it's cloudy outside, it's going to rain. But if you don't understand that there's a water cycle, then you're not on that next level. So I knew about the truth, but I didn't understand why it was the truth. And that caused me to be prideful. You cannot have understanding and wisdom if you are prideful. Because you would understand that the Lord can blow your candle out like that. Like I just told y'all a couple of minutes ago, check your local news. Look at all these people getting shot. Look at all these people in car crashes. All these people getting 30, 40, 50 years in prison. What's the difference between you and them? Is it not just the mercy and the grace of the Lord? A lot of y'all trust in Esau law so much. Let's say Esau made it a law today at, let's say, 8 p.m. It's 7:16 where I'm at. Let's say at 8 p.m. he made it a law where if you run a stop sign, you get 80 years in prison. And he signs that into law. What you gonna do to stop that? And I gotta bring up certain things like that to really get people to understand that pride is very, very stupid to have. The fact that we are alive to not only be making this video, but to be reading this Bible, you gotta be humble. There's no way you can't be. There's no way you can be in this truth in 2026 and not be humble. Because through our actions, I mean, don't the Bible say that the wages of sin is that? Let me get that. Let me get Romans 6. And it's crazy because none of this was what I had planned to go into. But like I said, we're going to let the spirit flow, man. Romans 6 and verse number 23. This is Romans 6 and 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift, I'm going to read that again. But the gift of God is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord. It's a gift. You know when you used to celebrate your birthday in the world and you used to get that birthday card, you say roses red, violets are blue, whatever. It had a damn dog on the front. It had a funny joke in it. And your auntie and them, they put $20 in it. That's a gift. They didn't have to give you nothing. Was you going to be mad? Of course. But they didn't have to give you anything. And that's your auntie and them. How much more your creator, who told you that the wages of sin is death? And don't the Bible say that we have all sinned? Let's get 1 John. Get 1 John chapter 1. And then I got one more precept, Lord willing, and then you got it out. 1 John chapter 1 and verse number 8. 1 John 1 and 8. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. You saying that you don't have no hold on one second. Shalom. As always, it's always a pleasure to have you on these videos, man. All praise to the Most High. You know, the people be tuning in to hear the words of the Lord. That's a beautiful thing. But like I was saying, if we say we have no sin, you know, God forbid the brother Mawasar get on the video and be like, yeah, y'all need to get like me. I mean, God forbid I ever come like that. Like I was born in the truth. Like the brother was just bringing out a second ago, we used to be born into the truth. I don't really know, not my age, I don't know nobody who was born in the truth. Not one person. I've been in the truth almost 4 years now. I don't know one person who they mother and they father raised them in the commandments. In 2026, I don't know not one. All of us has fallen short of the glory. But yet still here we are, humbly and not pridefully, trying to bring this out to the people. Trying to get ourselves right every day for the coming of the Lord. That's why if you notice in a lot of our videos, we like to make sure that y'all understand we go through some of the same things that we teach about. Me and the brother Shema All is not levitating above the rest. We done been through certain things. That's why we can speak on it. I'm not sinless. I'm not, listen, I am not Yahushua. I can tell you that for a fact. You can't go in my history and just be, oh man, that brother Mawasar, he was sinless. I didn't come into the truth until I was in my 20s. So that means anything before that, I was guilty of something. So like the video is talking about, who are we to have pride when we all guilty of something? I'm gonna get one more precept and then you gotta, let me get, do I want this? Nah, I'm gonna drop that for right now. Let me get Sirach chapter 8. And I believe I'm on verse 5. Khan, it's Sirach chapter 8 and verse number 5. Excuse me. Sirach chapter 8 and verse 5. It says, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. Mind you, this book of Sirach was written before Yahushua even came on earth as a man. So even before then, over 2,000 years ago, you had brothers acknowledging that, hey, you can't look at the next man, you looking down on him like he not good enough, because, hey, you guilty just like he is of something. I can't look at the brother Shema and be like, yeah, you was tripping when you, that shame on you, knowing that I got dirt on me too. We cannot move like that. That would be prideful for us to do that. So remember, I'm going to read this verse again, and then you got to, Sirach chapter 8 and verse 5. Reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. You got to.
My screen froze.
God, it's froze, but I can hear you.
Oh, praise. Let's see that.
You might have to It still froze. You might have to back out and back in.
Yeah, I guess probably. Let me see.
Lord willing, the brother gonna get back in here, man. You know, Satan trying to stop the video, but hey, let's just keep it going until the brother get back. Hey, pride is an evil thing to have. And that's something you got to be praying constantly to get off of you. Because here in America, all they got is pride to teach you. So we got to make sure we're not having none of that pride. Not in this truth. That don't even make sense. Let me add the brother back to the stage right quick. You got it. You good now.
I praise the Lord willing. But yeah, brother, brother bringing it out, man. That's that's a saying that we a spirit that we have to take out, constantly, not just before the Passover because it's coming up, but this, you don't want that to prolong because that'll get you killed. Pride to get you killed, man. Most I willing we can get those precepts through the spirit. But I want to get Proverbs chapter 16, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. It says, "These 6 things doeth the Lord hate." Right? Yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. So the Lord, he's pointing out what he hates. It's like we got that thing that we hate. We hate something. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. But he said, yeah, 7 are an abomination unto him. Meaning all of them are disgusting. But this right here, all of it disgusting, but this right here, I hate it. I just hate it. There's somebody out there that just hate deep dish. I like pizza, but that deep dish though, I'm sick of that, man. Hey, this is the the Lord's spirit, on the carnal level, right? Yeah, the brothers and that deep dish spirit. Right,
Hey,
verse
I done
15.
heard that Chicago pizza wasn't really all that. I don't
Hey,
know, man.
I mean, Israel, hey man, look, man, Israel got exclusive tastes, so they get something and think they taste buds is so fire, so brothers just Israel got high preferences, right? So that just ended all be all right there. So verse 17, it say a proud look, right? It said a proud look. The Lord hates a proud look, man. Right? The Lord hates a proud look. Pride is proud, that's the same as being proudful. So let me get that definition. Yeah, brothers, since we brought up the cooking part, yeah, brothers be proudful too. Yeah, I cook better than you. And my rib cook better than your rib. You wouldn't like, hey, look, slow down, man, And if it's in the right spirit, it's in the right spirit. But sometimes you gotta watch out for that, man. Proud, that definition, it's a feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as a result of one's own achievements. Right? Like you say, you you got all the wisdom and knowledge, understanding, so-called, and you feeling yourself. You got a proud look. You seeing yourself above others. That's very proudful to look because hey, it's brothers in the truth. They might haven't expect you to grow like that. It's in their eyes, they like, man, you grew fast as hell, you know. But like they looked at you like, oh yeah, I'm they try to put themselves on a level that they think they are and be like, yeah, I'm him. Yeah, I'm yeah. He can't even break down boom boom. Then they see a brother grow and they like, the hell? You know what I'm saying? How he bringing that precept out? Well, why is his face glowing? And it's off because the Lord said, hey, that light is of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Let your light shine before men so they can see. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher the Lord's words. Right? Let's get that Matthew. Because that's the works of the Lord, man. Matthew chapter 5. Let's get that. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. They see what the Lord has done for you, put you on a certain level. allow you to increase, you know, and a brother will get offended by that. But he should be glorifying the Most High because he brought you on a certain level. Sisters, you know, you putting yourself on a pedestal because you may have a husband that's in leadership. You think you something like that because of your husband. Then you end up meeting a sister. She don't really know much, but for some reason she's walking in that spirit of the precepts, but she don't know that many precepts. You getting offended. Right? You starting to see that the Lord is, you know, working with her, and you feeling some type of way. You seeing the Lord working with this man, your brother, your sister, and you feeling some type of way, putting yourself on this pedestal. You know, you can't do that. The Lord hates that. The Lord hates somebody that just think they superior, man. That's wicked, right? Let's get that. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 23. So the Lord hates a proud look, you know, haughty eyes, somebody that's seeing themselves above everybody else, patting yourself on the back. Ain't nothing wrong with patting yourself on the back, but it has to be in the right spirit. You know, if you trying to push harder for the Lord, not to push hard to make a name for yourself, you know, not to just study because you just want to know everything, but studying actually that you want to learn for yourself so you can walk in the image of the Lord and be actually to feed the sheep and seal the elect, not to study to just to say, yeah, I know this and this and that. Nigga, you don't know nothing. That's off. Right. So Proverbs 29, verse 23, it says, a man's pride shall bring him low. Right. A man's pride will bring you low. Right. A man's pride, a man's pride shall bring him low. You prideful is gonna bring you low. The Lord telling you, you thinking yourself higher than what you is, you're gonna be put down immediately, man. Immediately. It may not even be quick. It may be the Lord to just increase you just for your destruction. Allow you to just think of you somebody. Next thing you know, in camp, you get confounded. You think you can go in these videos and go against a Christian, you get confounded by a Christian. You get confounded by Islam. You get confounded by Esau, man. Right? Or the Lord will just expose you. You proudful, but you still hardly fighting the sin that you dealing with, whatever that may be. Whatever lust that may be, sexual, food, whatever that may be. The Lord will just reveal it, expose you, just to bring you down. Stop thinking you somebody that you're not. You still dealing with this. You still trying to figure it out like everybody else. You don't have it all together. We will not have it all together until we in the kingdom. Until Yahweh shall come back, that's when we gonna have things together and things will be in order. Don't think that you will have everything in order. Something always missing. Right? So I'm gonna read that again. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Right? So the man that's humble, right, that's being sincere with a contrite heart, honor is going to uphold him. Right? Nobody's going to honor a prideful man. Sooner or later, they're going to hate him. Sooner or later, they're going to find out he's prideful. What? Yeah, I know what this guy on. The fruit's going to show, man. The fruits are going to show. Right? Let's get First Peter, then you got it out. First Peter chapter 5. First Peter chapter 5, verse 5. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Right? You don't want to be that brother too thinking you know something and you over talking the elder. You're not letting the elder speak. You telling that, nah, hey, look, I got this. That's off. And ultimately, you should be, if you prideful, you're not submitting yourself unto the Lord because you literally departing from the Most High. You start to lean on your own understanding. You give yourself on your own counsel, right? You're not calling upon the Lord. You calling upon Shemawah. You calling upon Mawasar. You calling upon the old man. It's prideful, right? It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility. Gotta have humility in this truth, because every single day, every week, every month, every year that you're able to call upon the Lord, you should humble yourself, because he could have killed you. And for you to say just because you haven't committed a sin that's broad, whether that's a wicked side or whatever that may be, you can't really say that you have sinned, because you don't know what you have done. The eyes, Lord, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You sin in your mind, right? So that's it gets deep when you look at it with spiritual eyes, right? So I'm read it again. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud. The Most High resisteth the proud, man. He literally pushes off, like, hey, I'm not dealing with that. You don't need me? Okay, how about you keep acting like you don't need me? Look where we at now because of pride, being proud, thinking we somebody. Oh, I don't need, you know what? I'm going to build this altar. You know what? I'm going to eat this pork. It's good when I cook it. It is good. I ain't even got to put no salt on it. It's already damn seasoned. It's already salty. I may just put some spices on it. That's wicked. It's you got to put on fringes. You say, that's only for camp. That's when I really get in my mode, and that's off, man. So the Most High will literally put you off and destroy you. And it says, for the Most High resist the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So in its truth, you may have to submit to a brother, because he may have a certain type of knowledge that you don't have. You may need to learn it. Even a sister, you may have to submit, not in a wicked way, because brothers, sisters that submit, they thinking like, oh, I gotta just listen to everything. No, if it's through the precepts, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you have to humble yourself. Even though if you may know a precept, there's another fold you don't know. Don't think you just know that precept. It's always something. It's always something, right? But you gotta I can't really hear you out. I don't know why. Yeah, Khan, all praise to the Most High, man. Most High, when he get back on, should be a little quick. But yeah, you gonna have to submit yourself to someone through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right.
So you can hear me?
Khan.
Yeah, I had to take a call. That's my bad. It be kind of jamming up the stream when I do that. But anyway, like I was saying, hey, the brother bringing it almighty, man, it's always gonna be something. And it's no possible way that you can. I just don't understand how you can be prideful in this walk that we in. It just don't make sense to me. You had so many men in the past who had an opportunity to be like King David had an opportunity to be prideful. Who are we to be prideful? You grew up in Baltimore. And Salakia to them brothers that's born in Baltimore with that nasty accent that they got. But good Lord Almighty, man, you was born in Baltimore. You was raised in Milwaukee, bro. Florida, wherever you from, you was raised in Babylon the Great. What do you have to be proud? Look at this right here. Brother is from Cincinnati. Ohio. Imagine being prideful and you from Ohio, man. Imagine being prideful, you come from Detroit. When we went to Detroit for that Passover, and all praise to the Most High that we was able to go. I mean, good Lord, if you take one good look at Detroit, they got potholes on the expressway in Detroit, man. I'm not lying. They got potholes on the E-way. I mean, what are we talking about? Let me get this in good God, I'm just thinking about them Detroit highways, man. Let me get Sirach chapter 10. Pride is just so disgusting. And Lord willing that I'm never a brother who's prideful. Because I don't have no reason to be. Man, them Indiana potholes is crazy. Hey, Salaki, y'all. When we went to Indiana last year. You know the first thing that happened to me and the brothers that went down to Indiana? They had potholes in the parking lot of the hotel so big that you had to swerve around them. And then we got chased. You know, one of them birds that be in the park. I don't know if it's a duck. I don't know if it's a swan. I don't know what it is. One of them birds that'll bite you.
Geese.
Yeah, it's probably one of them with them long necks.
Mm-hmm. Like a geese, yeah. Goose or something like that.
I'm talking about literally. Hold on, read this. Watch this. Watch what the brother said. Brother say he hit a pothole Passover weekend that made him lose signal. I mean, come on now. Imagine that brother being prideful, man. Listen, when we was in Indiana, we got chased by one of them wild, I think it was a goose, man. Where is the account of the Lord of Yahushua getting chased by a damn goose? He was kind of getting on the Pharisees, shaking a hand, and then a goose came up and had the Lord running. He was screaming for his life. Come on, bro. Hey, them geese will get down on you, bro. And they'll bite you. Them ones that be in the park, they'll bite you. Didn't Genesis say that we supposed to have dominion over the land and the sea? These animals not even supposed to think to play with us. That's how low we've fallen. Let me get that in Genesis. I mean, let's just get it. How you got pride when a goose gonna chase you? This is Genesis chapter, let me see. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 28. I'm gonna start at 27. Genesis 1 and 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. So even a Christian know that we created in the image of the Most High God. The Most High God got arms like we got. He got legs like we got. He got a face like we got. We created in his image. Let's read verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it. And here's the point. And have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Fast forward to that was 2025 when that happened. Jake, you running through the parking lot because the goose is trying to bite you. Let Jake see a spider crawling on his table next to him. Hey, let it be a hornet's nest, a wasp nest hanging on your house. Jake could be real tough in the street till he see that B coming. We were supposed to have dominion. How can you be prideful? Like, how? Shemawa, how? How, bro? Jake, you see an ant crawling on your counter. You might call the exterminator. You hear a chihuahua barking at you, and you climbing on top of your car. And we supposed to have dominion over those things. Right? So yeah, I mean, we making it light. We making it funny, but this is real though. Like, what position are we in to be prideful? So let me get this in 1 Samuel chapter 15. And I ain't gonna get the whole thing, but this is about Saul. Just a long story short. This is when Samuel had to check Saul and had to let him know, hey, the Most High, he ain't dealing with you no more. You know, hey man, look, this comment right here. Hey Jake, when you see that raccoon jump out that garbage can, you be losing your mind. You know, you see that squirrel crawl up that gutter, hey Jake, you be kind of freaked out, man. Hey, it is what it is. So let's see what Samuel said to Saul in 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse number 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So Samuel told Saul, hey, you giving up something valuable, which is sacrifice, is not better than you doing what you're supposed to do in the first place. Like us being here in America, serving the Lord now is not better than if we would have just did it the first time. And for the brothers who got kids, your kids saying, oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I know I'm supposed to clean my room by the time you got home from work. I'm going to clean it up now. I mean, you going to appreciate the fact that they cleaning it up, but what if they'd have cleaned it up the first time you told them to do it? You know, when brothers go to prison, when brothers get locked up, and they got to report to the parole officer, even if you drop clean, they give you that drug test, and you don't have nothing, no bad substances in your system. That's cool, but imagine if you never had to see a parole officer in the first place. How much better would that be? When you got in-school suspension, or you got detention, yeah, you did your schoolwork in school suspension or detention, but imagine if you never had to go to detention in the first place. How much better would that be? That's what Samuel was saying, just on a way higher level than the references that I'm making. So let me read this and then you got it. 1 Samuel 15 and verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. It say being stubborn is like serving another God other than the Most High. Ain't that the first commandment? I'm going to get that out and then you got that. Let me get the first commandment in Exodus 20. Exodus chapter 20 in verse, I believe that's verse 3. Come on. I'm going to start at Exodus 20 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So, yeah, the Most High God, Yahweh, said, hey, I'm the one who brought you out of Egypt. You can't put nothing before me. And here it is, Samuel is telling Saul, hey, being stubborn is like committing idolatry. If you're going to be stubborn against the Lord, you might as well be a Muslim. Forget that. You might as well be an atheist if you're not going to listen to the Lord. You might as well be one of these freaky billionaires in America. And we're not even going to bring up what they doing. If you know, you know. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. So I'm going to read this verse again. 1 Samuel 15:23, and you got it up. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as an iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. And because Saul decided to reject what the Lord said to him, the Lord rejected him right back. And God forbid that be any one of us. You got out.
God forbid that be any one of us, man. Yeah, you got Jake, like you said, or one of the brothers said, you know, you getting chased by a possum. You running away, running from a rat, but you hold yourself to this kingly status. You getting ruled over a woman. This woman has been ditching you, saying we're gonna go out. It's been 3 weeks, y'all still haven't been out. You schedule something, you still asking, is we still gonna go out? Brother, you should know already that she's playing with you. But for some reason, while you amongst brothers, you thinking you better than everybody else. You know, that's off. Right? Let's get Luke 14, verse 8. That's off, man. You thinking you better than everybody else, but you know, you let women play with your head. You know, sister, you thinking you know, that SHIT, you know, but you got issues. You know, you can't even win the battles with yourself, but you thinking you could win a battle against everybody else, thinking you better than everybody else. You know, that's off. Just by the commandment, he brought out two. Quick point, not to be long-winded, but just by you not keeping the commandments, you prideful because you think your way is the best way to live when you don't even know yourself. To those that are not in the truth, you thinking you know something, but you don't know your ethnicity. You can't even call it. But you so-called know-it-all. Yeah, we need to humble down, man. We need to humble down. Like, and the humbling is not going to stop because it's going to be like this forever. In the kingdom, it's going to be like that forever. You're going to know it's somebody out there better than you. But the Lord chose you. You should be humble. You should be like, damn, you know what? I don't even want to who better than me. Let me work on myself. Those who think them better than everybody else, they don't even work on themselves for real. Right? This is Luke chapter 14, verse 8. Right? Verse 7, it says, and he put forth a parable. I'm going to start at 7. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room. Let's a man more honorable, man, Salakia, than thou be bidden of him. So you want to be in the chiefest room. You don't want to be going to the VIP section. And somebody that actually deserved that seat, that has the accomplishments and the battles and the wars he went through to sit in that VIP section, go over there. Next thing you know, you got to get up, you know. Right, verse 9, it says, and he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the Lord's room. Right? This is why the Lord said, hey man, a proud man, it shall bring him low. Because you don't want to put yourself on this high pedestal. And you see a man that's actually doing the things that you're not doing, and you get put to shame. Imagine if Allen Iverson was prideful with not learning the crossover. What would he be? What would he be? He kept getting his ass crossed in practice. Boop! Every single time. He said, you know what? I gotta ask him, man, how you do this, man? And the fact that he said his name, gave his name, told him he was doing him dirty, everything on the court, doing him dirty on the court. So it said his name, all that. Glorify him for teaching him the crossover. Imagine if he didn't do that. You got brothers a gatekeep. Bring it out, brother. I believe I brought this out last week. Brothers a gatekeep, not knowing that somebody else put them on. That's madness, man. You got a brother that will lie. Be like, yeah, I put you on with that, right? Knowing he didn't. But he just want to be like, he just want to be somebody, man. Yeah, I put you on with that. Yeah. No, you didn't, man. Cut it out. Jake be doing that. See them shoes you got on them shoes? Bro, I put you on with those. No, you didn't. You want to feel some type of way because you want to be somebody that put them on a level when really the level that they at, you want to be there. That's weird, man. So I'm gonna read on down. It says, but when thou art bidden, right, verse 10, but when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. And that's plain. You humble yourself all the way to the kingdom, you will have a crown on your head, man. Let's get that in. You got it up. Matthew chapter 5. Right? Let's go back to that. Matthew chapter 5 in verse, what I wanted, 5. It says, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed that are meek, man. It say, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. You be humble, man, you're going to inherit the earth, man. The world was made for our sakes. You're going to rule. The Lord said you're going to inherit the earth. He didn't lie. He ain't lie. He said you're going to inherit the earth. It's parts of the earth we haven't seen. It's parts of the earth Esau haven't seen. It's caves that we haven't seen. It's fruit that we haven't seen. Animals that we haven't seen. Lakes that we haven't seen. Trees. Air that we have not smelled. Flowers that we have not smelled, man. It's things we have not seen. And if you be humble, right, and realize that you nothing, that you're God-made, not self-made, you will inherit the earth, right? But you gotta
Con, you hear me?
gone.
I'm gonna just we're gonna wind down with this, man. All right. I want you to understand that as we close out this video, the reason that Esau is in a position that he's in is because of his pride. The reason that he has to suffer the consequences of what he has to suffer is because of his pride. And if Esau himself has to suffer it, how much more so us, being the actual people of the Most High? So let's get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And then I got one more precept after that before we close out. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, I'm going to start at verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped. So what man on this planet, what group of people on this planet exalts themselves not only above the Most High God, but above all that is worshipped? They exalt themselves above everything. Who else but Esau? They are untouchable. They get to say, hey, never forget 9/11. But the slavery that they brought you to this country in, you don't get to talk about that. That was a long time ago. You got to forget about it. Let's keep reading. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. What other country has a dream attached to it besides America? Hey, what's the Russian dream?
I don't even know. It's iniquity, man.
What's the Nigerian dream? What is the Mexican dream? The only country on this planet that has it is the American dream. And even Americans can't get it. They say in God we trust. But God, I mean, seriously, God stands for gold, oil, and drugs. Your president, I said it earlier. Me and a brother touched on it earlier. We're going to say it again. This is the same president who part of his campaign to get reelected as president was like, we're not going to have no more wars. He said, I'm going to stop World War III from happening. That's what he told you. You damn Jakes want to wear them Make America Great Again hats. Hey, it's a Jake at my plantation who always want to talk to me about how great Trump is. It's a Jake. Hey, listen, I'm not lying, bro. He talk about how Trump did all this for black people and all of that. Jake in his 50s, man. Trying to convince me to vote. I understand you young, but hey, I'm not voting for none of these. My almost said something crazy. I'm voting for none of these dudes. Mawasar, listen, since I've been 18, I have not voted one time, not once, even before the truth. I didn't waste my time. We are not voting for these clowns. We're not voting for them. We're not voting for. My vote is for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. That's what my vote is for. That's it. So let me get this in Obadiah chapter 1. Because Esau is finished because of his pride. So don't let that be us. I wanted to get, I'm gonna get Proverbs 11 and 2, then I'm gonna get Obadiah, and then we're gonna close it. Okay. Pride is a disgusting trait to have to your name. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, if you don't get it after watching this whole, all praise to the Most High. Look at this comment. Brother say he never voted in his life. All praises to the Lord, man. What I look like, y'all be standing in like it's November when y'all voting. It's freezing outside. We in the Midwest, bro. It's probably snowing on you. You just got off of working at the plantation and you want to go vote for these people. What is wrong with you, man? And if you didn't know better, hey, now you do. You done heard it from us. And not just us, but the power that the Lord gave us to tell you. Voting is a waste of your time. So let's get this. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. It say pride and shame, they go hand in hand. If you prideful, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you want America to last forever, you should be ashamed of yourself for what your great-grandparents went through in this country. You know Ruby Bridges is still alive? The same little 6-year-old girl that got spit on just for trying to go to school by grown white adults. You know, she's still living to this day. How old was that brother, Fred Hampton, when he got killed? Hey, Google it. Ruby Bridges is alive and kicking today. She is alive. That was not that long. When they try to tell you, oh, it was X amount of years ago and we are family now. These people are still alive, man. They're still here. And that Mike Brown situation, that I was alive for that. Emmett Till's family members, they still alive right now. Some of Martin Luther King kids, they still alive right now.
Yeah, she's 71.
If you feel me, she's still alive, though, ain't she?
Yeah.
Hey, we don't make stuff up over here. Ruby Bridges is still alive. It was not that long ago. Stop letting them sell you that dream. So let me get this, what the Lord said about Esau, and then we're going to close up. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. I'm going to read down to verse 3. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And if you look it up, Esau is set to be the minority in his own country in America by the year 2050. They have a negative birth rate right now. They're not producing. Their whole population is old. When you go outside, do you see a whole bunch of young Edomites compared to the old ones? They old. The Lord is making them small. Northern and Southern Kingdom is outpacing them in a birth rate by a long shot. How old is Donald Trump? The dude is like 1,000 years old, man.
I'm going to see.
Bruh, Joe Biden couldn't even, didn't he fall off a bike? This is your president of your favorite country. Sniffing little girls and falling off bikes, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, man. That damn heating was 79. I didn't even know that.
I mean, dude, is Joe Biden even still alive?
He's somewhere freaking off.
Good Lord. I mean, that dude, they're finished. Let me keep reading. Salaki. Verse 3, Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Verse 4, thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Now, does America exalt themselves as the eagle or not? Is the eagle on the dollar? Is the eagle on the presidential crest? Do they not have stars in a flag? How is this not talking about America, man? Exactly, like the brother say, man. Damn, sniffing baby pampers, man. Just a weirdo. Tell me how Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4 is not talking about America when they got stars in a flag, and the eagle is a part of their symbol. So, hey, like we went into today, all praise to the Most High. Pride is just something you should not deal with. If you claim to be an Israelite in this truth, pride is not something you should have. You should be praying every single day to the Most High that he have mercy on you. You should be praying every single day that the Most High continue. You should be thanking the Most High for waking you up in the morning, because he does not have to. You should thank the Most High for your children. Thank the Most High for having breath in your body. Thank the Most High for you having 10 fingers and 10 toes. You should just be thanking the Most High, because if not, that's prideful. Well, with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Kwam Yashua, Shalom.
Shalom.